I know a lot of people probably might get stuck, at this place where, so then when do I know it's time to walk away? Whether I am applying for this role for the first time or I have an experience and I'm somewhat negotiating to get a rise or a raise and it's not happening. And yeah, so then when do you know that this is the right time to walk away?
That's a good question. I think how I look at it is in terms of looking at your career trajectory. Yeah. So more often than not, we usually jump into careers without a plan. Like you'll jump into a job and then go to the next one, and then get to the next one. But when you have a plan from the get-go that this is where you see your career going, and you get to a point where it's been 2 years, 3 years, there's been no promotion, you've tried your best, it's time to exit the stage. Like it's time to look for other opportunities. But if the role is still in line with where you see yourself, because you might look at the role and say, okay, they've not given me a promotion right now, but 6 months down the line, I might get like to work on different portfolios of work that could broaden my horizon, you know, and that could make me even more marketable to the next opportunity that I take. Yeah. So I would say, where are you currently? Where do you see yourself in the next like just short term, 3 years or 5 years, and try and align that to your current stage.
Okay. All right. John, you want to also chime in on the same, and especially for someone who's just getting into the market and thinking, hey, maybe the most important thing is I need maybe experience. So yeah, is there the right time for this person to just walk away? And especially, for example, if the negotiations are not working out?
Yeah, so as Ray is saying, you really want to think about your career trajectory. You know, we call it map out your career, and you're mapping it out in terms of, you know, these are my strengths, my skills, and my passions. This is where I see myself, you know, 3 years from now, 5 years from now. These are the kind of skills that I'm trying to gain now. You know, this is the salary, you know, bracket that I'm trying to get into. This is the exposure that I want. These are the kind of networks that I need. So this organization that I'm trying to get into, maybe they're not giving the money that that I want, but maybe the networks are there, the exposure is there, you know, there's this skill that I'm going to get. So you feel that that opportunity cost is worth it. The thing that most candidates don't do is they do not think about they do not think about their, you know, their career trajectory. They don't map out their careers. They don't think about, these are my strengths, my skills, and my passions. You know, this is what I'm trying to do. We always wait for the employer to interview us and give us a job, and that is what we take. But then if you're intentional about thinking about yourself also, you know, I went to school and this is, you know, this is what I'm trying to do. This is the trajectory. This is how I want my career to map out. Then you're able to say, you know, is it yes? Or is it, you know, no? Is it worth taking you know, a pay cut, or, you know, taking this low salary, or, you know, should I walk away? And then also other things, after you've done your research, talk to people who are already working in that organization. Is that organization toxic? You know, what is the culture like? Is it in line with your values? You know, is it a place that would, you know, would benefit you in the long run? So that you are also thinking about yourself and the value that you're going to get being in this organization is really, really important, which is something most people don't do.
Yeah, and especially now with COVID-19, and based on what a lot of people are saying, you're waiting to negotiate, just give me the job. The rest we'll figure it out as we go on. These other things, aside from the salary in itself, look at what the culture, how the environment is, as far as, you know, the job that you're applying for is now. So Kevin, you walked away, and here you are today, and like you said earlier on, it worked for you, right? So someone would be like, yeah, so how did that pan out for you?
I think the decision to stay a bit longer was better rather than just leaving, and trying to follow up whether this employer will talk, or maybe talk later, or even get back to you. And you know, Joanne's mentioned something about then taking back the offer if they come knocking on your door again. And I think now when I got a call, not from now the employer was to pay, but rather the person was the connector, that we call them that. I'm like, but you know, this everything failed. So this person is coming back because, you know, if maybe I have friends, maybe they are not even, maybe these are people who are dealing maybe with graphic design. They are behind maybe even the camera if it's in the production room. So nobody gets to notice that. Nobody knows what you're doing in the public domain. So the employer wants the job done. they want good graphics, they want maybe good things. So they are looking for someone who they know they have the skills.
Will deliver.
And if you are naive and if you don't know what you want, most of for the millennials, and I think that's where the problem has been, because I think even my mind has been opened with the discussion. I think you tend to think now, you are thinking that I can just do this. But you know, it comes a point where you think, or not even you think, whatever you've done, and you know yourself, you've done it very well, it opens a door for you. And if that door now opens well, and you see this is the right path to choose, then you pick it. For me, it worked out well. And still, my part in short, or rather conclusively, I will still quote Lumumba. If you're a great dancer, know when to leave the stage. Know when to leave the stage.
Know when to leave the stage.
If it works out for you well, you've analyzed everything, you know your strengths, your weakness, that's what you're working on, you are fixing yourself, you're on the right path, know when to leave the stage.
Know when to leave the stage. Okay, and I think all of us are in agreement, because I can see Joanne and Ray being like, yes. Okay, but then again, that can be too difficult, and especially now, Joanne, with COVID-19, where it's like, you know what, tutavumilia too, because you know what, it pays the bill at the end of the day, right? So as we conclude, because we need to end the show in the next like 2 minutes or so. As we conclude, what would you tell the people, especially who are like, you know what, no room for negotiation, I really don't have to, it pays the bill, so wacha nivumilie, because we don't know when this pandemic will be over.
Right. And I'll just, you know, Ray said something that was so important. He said, you must think about where are you in life right now. So don't copy your friend, your relative, you know, your parents, your auntie. Think about where are you in your life right now, because that is going to determine are you taking this offer or not. Because then, you know, sometimes, especially during these times when, you know, jobs are not readily available, you know, you probably have a family, you have mouths to feed, you almost cannot afford not to take the offer. I remember immediately after campus, I got this job and I was being paid 400 shillings, you know, to type. And I did it so, you know, because I wanted the money, I really needed the money. And I remember, you know, at the end of probably like maybe a month or two, I was paid 4,000 and I gave my mom 2,000 and I was so happy. And it was so little, but it gave me so much satisfaction. So think about where you're at with your life right now, because then, you know, it's not the same in all situations. Sometimes you must pick that job because then, you know, you are the sole breadwinner. You need to put food on the table. For some people, it's not, you know,
it's not the case.
It's not the case. So think about where you're at.
All right. And then Ray, in closing, as far as negotiate or not, what do you say?
I would say for me there are 5 golden rules to like negotiating. Number 1, to answer your question, yes, always negotiate. Like, always try to negotiate. And my 5 golden rules would be: 1 is research. Like, have you researched on Glassdoor, on PayScale? Have you looked on LinkedIn? Who has that role currently? What are they earning, or someone in a comparable company? Number 2 is plan. Do you have a career plan? You know, like, is this role going to fit into your plan? Do you have a financial goal as well? Like, what you're looking to earn, net and not gross, like after all the deductions, do you have like a plan for that? And also, do you have a plan on how you're going to bring up this conversation? Like John said, delivery is very, very important. How you deliver that news, or like how you initiate that conversation, will be very, very key to whether you get the job or not. Number 3 is self-audit. What are you bringing to the table? Like, what are the skills and experience? What pain points are you coming to fill into this organization? Number 4 is, it's not always about the money. What are the other non-cash benefits? Like, do they have 30-day leave? Are they contributing to pension? Are they giving you health insurance? Do they have club membership? That's for people who are like way senior. So what are the other non-cash benefits? Even the culture could make you choose that organization. And finally, last but not least, and this is something that probably could have helped Kelvin, is always have it in writing. So when you're given a verbal offer, always request it in an email or a formal letter that you can be able to reference a month into your employment, or like 2 months into your employment if you're not getting paid.
I like that. I like